Okay. Is it on? I think so. So, I figure we do a little tableau on Miss Minaj and then look at Russell Brand too, who apparently is being called to the carpet right now. Wait a minute. Oh, got a Puff Daddy story too. Okay. Well, how y'all doing out there? So, let's see. Okay. So first up, British comedian and actor Russell Brand. Did I call him Russell Brand or Russell Crowe? I don't know. Now I don't know what the title of this thing is. Let me see. Let me see. I forgot his name. I think I did Russell Brand. I think. I can't see the title. Yeah, I said Russell Brand. I need to change that actually too. P. Diddy and Russell Brand. There we go. Okay, so British comedian and actor Russell Brand was charged with 1 count each of rape and sexual assault after 2 women came forward, police say. In London on Tuesday, the Metropolitan Police said the charges against him are related to 2 further women. I don't understand that sentence. But anyway, 2 women accused him a while back of rape and sexual assault. And so he has some new charges because these are in addition to the ones filed back in April. So now, mind you, a representative for him said that, he's innocent and all that. Now, here's his statement, because remember, Russell Brand is right now supposed to be converted to Christianity. And He said, I pray, Lord, not pray to the Lord. I pray, Lord, anyone that I've harmed or hurt in my years of mindlessness and sin would be healed, Lord. And I pray, Lord, for the absolute truth of who I am to be abundantly revealed. Now, 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 no, Nicki Minaj cannot get pardons for her husband or her brother because those are state charges. Now, Russell Brand, like I said, he is converting to, or he converted to Christianity. What we used to call this is baby facing yourself. So you come out and you tell everybody in no uncertain terms that you believe in the Lord and the Lord is your shield and sword and all these good things. And that's supposed to make you sound like a good person and you would never hurt anyone, thus saith the Lord, and so forth and so forth. Also, he managed to put out there that he believes in the Lord without admitting any kind of guilt, because he said that I pray that anyone that I have hurt is healed. Not, I pray that anyone that I have assaulted forgives me. No, anyone that I have ever hurt is healed. Okay. So let's see. Russell Brand, because he said he never engaged. Now, he did say this. This was about part of his statement. He did say this, that he never engaged in anything non-consensual. He said that. So, Russell Brand, did you commit acts of violence upon those women accusing you? Did you? For entertainment purposes only. I can't tell you because, I could be totally wrong. So let's see. Did you? The lover's card on the bottom. So there is some relationship aspect to this. The Ace of Cups, new relationships, bright lights and new relationships. So now it's too dark, Jesus Christian. You can tell I don't work at the studio. The Ace of Cups. Okay. Just turn it back on. There you go. Leave it bright. The Empress. These are new women. This is a bunch of women too, or a bunch of relationships. Technically, with the Ace of Cups is more relationships, not just women, but it's an abundance of them. So he might have been a whore of some kind, of some description. The Temperance, the Two of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Magician, the Page of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Ace of Wands, and the Justice. Did he commit violence upon these people? I would say more so. I mean, if it's not no, I guess it's yes, but there's a bit of a slice of gray in the middle to where this is more manipulation than it is anything else. Because the justice is a balance of your relationships with your fellow human beings here on earth. Again, this is an abundance of relationships. So like I said, he was a bit of a hooer. And then there's a lot of manipulation with the Strength card. It was almost like an overburden type thing. Because there's a lot of manipulation with these relationships. And so I don't know if I'd call it violence. I don't know if I'd call it rape, but I would definitely call it manipulation. Very Harvey Weinsteinish, very Cosby-ish type of thing, to where you may have presented yourself as a person, lover's card on the bottom, that could do something for these in particular people, and that is how it worked for you. Because here would be some sort of contract or agreement, but it's in the warning position, which means it never fulfilled or it never happened. The Temperance and the Ten of Cups means that this, again, a lot of people, but you gave them the impression you were working with them, doing something for them. So how's this going to pan out for you, Russell Brand? How is this going to pan out for you, Russell Brand? So let's see. But ain't that, I hate to be, because me and religion, we aren't the best of friends, and I always hate to sometimes beat it over the head with the stick because it's not necessary. But I really, 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 really hate. Let me do all the horrible things in the world, but I am forgiven, thus saith the Lord. That just drives me nuts. But anyway, meanwhile, you go to church. The one thing that they preach against is what? Being gay. You can't be gay. You can't be trans. You can't be none of that. Meanwhile, you can be a whore. You can be a drug dealer. You can be a bank robber. You can be whatever you want to. You just can't be gay. How's this going to work out for you, Russell Brand? 10 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Somebody else is going to accuse him too, so this is going to continue. The 3 of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. Justice, yep. 5 of Swords, yep. You're going to lose one of these cases, because I bet everybody ain't lying. This is defeat, and then this is justice. Justice is legal, law, lawyers, anything to do with the justice system. You're going to lose one of these cases, because these are 2 different new people here. This woman's got a lawyer, or this woman comes with the person who has a witness or something like that. Because there's just too many people, mind you. Again, he spread himself thin. There's a lot of people here. One of them ain't lying, and one of them is coming to get you. I don't know if you're going to jail or nothing like that, but yeah, it's just a matter of time. The wheel of fortune and the judgment as well. So there's that. Okay. Puff Diddy Daddy. So this some child that he used to know. I don't know, an Aubrey O'Day, whoever that is. She came forward and said in an interview that she fears that when Puff Diddy Daddy gets out of jail in 4 years, that he's basically going to just rebuild his empire and then come after all his enemies. Because where have we seen that before? So, is there any truth to that? Is he going to come out swinging when he gets out of the clink, or is he going to learn from this? And I don't think so, but oh, she was in Danity Kane. Okay. And she would know him. So is there any truth to this? Is he going to come out and go after his enemies or not? The 3 of Cups and the 6 of Cups. You betcha. The 3 of Cups is a group. The 6 of Cups is nostalgia and old friends, memories, things tied to the past. He's got a list too. Now, what he's going to do to you, I don't know. But he's making a list and checking it twice. There is the Fool and the Ace of Cups. Yes, now this is a foolish thing to do. But, I mean, I don't think he's going to learn, personally. I just don't. Because why should he? It's a different set of rules for us than it is for people. Like he's in jail for RICO and trafficking and all these other, like 4 years. 4 years. I know somebody got 7 years for marijuana. He got 4 years for RICO and all this other carrying on. Okay. Eight of Swords, Nine of Pentacles. He's still got a bunch of money and a lot of influence with the Nine of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords is in jail. Right now, he's biding his time. Eight of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords, yes. He's going to be on a revenge tour, basically. Basically, yes. Okay. Jesus Christ. Where do we even start? Nikki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is for those who don't know, Nicki Minaj. She is a rapper of some description. She was really big right after Lil Kim's career was going south. And so then Nicki Minaj was basically the only female rapper out there at the time. And so they only allow one at a time anyway. And so she was out there and she was the biggest thing going. She was on everybody's record. She was selling out stadiums and all this. So she was a very, very big deal for those who don't know her. She has been very pro LGBTQ. She has been very pro Black, very pro this, very pro that. So she has been a liberal, if you want to go there. So nobody's seen this coming. Now, mind you, she has been spiraling for the past 3-4 years because she is no longer that girl. Because like I say, the boys own the rap game. The women are more so the singers. The boys own the rap game, and they only allow one at a time. Nicki Minaj was that girl, and now it's Cardi B, and I think Cardi B is going to be replaced with somebody else. If SZA's a rap person, then that's probably her. But anyway, Nicki Minaj has been replaced, and so she's been spiraling because she's not the top dog anymore. And now she's picking fights with Gavin Newsom because Gavin Newsom said that he wants to protect trans kids. And so Nicki Minaj had to respond to that. And she said she would rather see a healthy child than just a trans child. Like, why are you singling that out and this, that, and the other thing? And so the trans community, who thought they had an ally in Nicki Minaj, feel some kind of way. And so she keeps throwing shots at Gavin Newsom. She also called Donald Trump handsome because Donald Trump has brought to the forefront, she said, that there has been abuse against Christians in Africa. One of the countries in Africa, I forget which one she said, I think Nigeria. But anyway, there's a country in Africa where there's the persecution of Christians, and that was really dear and near to her heart. And Donald Trump put a spotlight on it. And so she said, nobody else is. And thank you. The most powerful man on earth basically has brought light to this cause. And so people were torn because on one hand, if the man does something nice, give him his credit. On the other hand, that's like 99.999% of the stuff that he does is horrible. So they were kind of torn a little bit. But now she just appeared at Turning Point USA on stage with Erica Kirk. Again, liberal. And might I mention, Nicki Minaj is an immigrant. She is from Trinidad. She is not from the U.S. She moved here when she was 5 to be with her mother, which I believe the question would come up, why weren't you with her in the first place? But anyway, so she is an immigrant, and she's sitting her black behind on stage, her black altered behind, mind you, on stage with Erica Kirk, talking about that Donald Trump's an awesome person. She called JD Vance an assassin. I don't know. everybody is kind of cringing at the use of assassin in front of the woman who just got her husband shot in the neck. So anyway, so the questions are just piling in, but I don't really have one to just focus on. But let's look at this too, because people are speculating as to why she's doing this, because her husband and her brother are both on the gross list, because her husband, when he was 16, so he is not technically a pedophile. When he was 16, he sexually assaulted another 16-year-old, so he would be considered a rapist instead of a pedophile. However, he has to register as a sex offender. State charge, though. That's New York charged him as a sex offender when he was 16. At some point, he moved from New York to LA and failed to register as a sex offender. That's a federal charge because they picked him up. Now, mind you, he also has violated his probation many times, or at least one time. He has cost Nicki Minaj $500,000 when he assaulted a man in Germany, too. And they also, the girl that he sexually assaulted at 16, she was suing Nicki Minaj and him, but she dropped the suit on Nicki, but she is still going after him, saying that they tried to intimidate her and even pay her off so that she wouldn't tell her story or she would change her story. And so Nicki Minaj is married to a sex offender and has a child with, I believe. Her brother is in prison right now because he too is a sex offender. He had a girlfriend. That girlfriend had a child. Every time his girlfriend would leave for work, he would sexually assault her child. And it went on for months. And he is now in prison trying to appeal the decision because he's got 25 to life. And so he's been in prison, I believe, for the past 5 years, and he has been trying to appeal. So she's surrounded by an ilk. So what better place for her to be except by the side of Donald John Trump? John stands for Prostitute John. So let's start with her fan base. Will she lose her fan base, which was primarily consistent of Black women and gay men? Well, let's see. That was the majority of her fan base, like a dungeon dragon. So let's see. Nicki Minaj. Because you lost all your mind. You know the only problem I have with this, if she loses her fan base. Snoop Dogg didn't lose his fan base. He may have lost some. Ice Cube didn't lose his. What's that other child? Nelly didn't lose his. Like, especially Ice Cube, because Ice Cube made a video telling Black people, do not vote for Democrats. He didn't say vote for Republicans, but he said, do not vote for Democrats because they have done nothing for you. That's what he said. Meanwhile, the reason they come out and say that, because he said that before, is because they don't want their taxes to go up. Because he also said that before. Snoop Dogg, the same thing. They don't want their taxes to go up because they said that around the time the tax code was going to expire. So will she lose her fan base? The Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. The Six of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, the Queen of Swords, the World, and the Eight of Pentacles. Yes. Because here's another thing, like that Todd Sweeney, Sydney Sweeney girl. MAGA is not watching your videos and movies, and they're darn sure are not going to a Nicki Minaj concert. Like, because can you imagine a Nicki Minaj concert and there's a bunch of red hats in the no, they're not coming to you. They don't even know who you are. Nicki Minaj, are you kidding me? Mind you, let's back up a few more steps here. Do you know who knew who Nicki Minaj was? Charlie Kirk. Do you know what Charlie Kirk said about Nicki Minaj? That she's a horrible role model. And now you standing on stage with the child wife talking about Donald Trump is handsome. Make it make sense, Jesus. Please make it make sense. She lost 10 million followers. Yeah, she's gonna lose it. Yeah. And it's social media. Page one, social media, all because she's being that person. The Queen of Swords is either the Queen of Knowledge or she's the Queen of Vindictiveness and Nastiness. And so she's about to get worse because she's about to start lashing out at people who's lashing out against her. And so she's not going to take this and use it to her advantage. She's going to lose this in particular one. The word of warning is the Wheel of Fortune. Bad luck. Fortune's not on your side. This is the ending to the Wheel of Fortune, is the World card, which means your lessons are not learned here because they're going bad there. But at the same time, you must have a plan because you should have known this is how this was going to go. So will she lose her fans? Yes. Number two, why is she doing this in the first place? Why is she doing this in the first place? The Fool. Well, she has the remnants of a plan or the remnants of an idea. The Fool means, though, that thing is not thought out. It's like, you know what, let's just piss or get off the pot. We're going to pull the trigger and just see what happens. But at no point in your brain power should you have thought that, since my audience is primarily Black women and gay men, that I am going to go and shuck and jive for Donald Trump and Erica Kirk, and then they're still going to follow me. There is this one woman on TikTok, I think it was a video on YouTube, though. She said, they can never make me hate Nicki Minaj, but she can. The Fool, the remnants of an idea. Knight of Pentacles. This is not money. This is like not alone. She's trying to build to something. Again, she had a plan, but it's like the shell of a plan, the remnants of a plan. The Ten of Pentacles. This is Republicans. She's meaning to do this, mind you. The Four of Cups, there's some sort of offer. Because a lot of people think that she's going to drag Black people with her, because they believe that's the same thing Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg had the ability to do, is let's go get African Americans where they are, which is apparently around rappers. That in itself is slightly upsetting. Because that is Black people are more than rap music, Republicans, okay? I'm just saying. Not that you care, but I'm going to say it anyway. Like, I can't. Anyway, the Four of Cups and the Two of Cups, there is, she's trying to bring others with her too. But why, though? Why? There's 7 of Cups, 6 of Cups. This, I mean, 6 of Cups is naivety. 5 of Swords, because she can't find anything else to do. 9 of Swords, she's worried about her future. Someone gave her an offer to do this. This is a business deal of some kind. Someone gave her an offer to do this. This has nothing to do with persecuted Christians in Africa. Because if you were really trying to go and be a spokesperson for the persecuted, you could start here, first of all, but let's go to Africa too. And then don't stop there. How about Ukraine? And how about Gaza? They're not Christian enough? Okay, fine. Then find something better to do than this. But there is a plan. Again, this is foolish, naive. It's not well thought out. And this is a business deal of some sort. This is from a woman here. She's got some sort of Republican corporation, if you will. The 10 of Pentacles is big money, legacy money as well. The 10 of Pentacles is big money, legacy money, banks and offers that you can't refuse. It's lineage, it's heritage, it's all that kind of stuff. So whoever it is, this one here, the Queen of Cups can be a martyr. She can be a person who is extremely vain, also appearing to be loving and kind as well too. The mother of Jesus. And so she has a deal with this in particular company corporation thing because she cannot find her footing anywhere else. Her relatives are screwed because, again, those are state charges. But I think she is trying to keep herself afloat some way, somehow. And I don't see, let me ask, just so I can not just be looking for the bad part. There's your collaboration, 3 of Pentacles. Is she doing this? Is she doing all of this for the sake and the benefit of persecuted Christians? I call that sloppy shuffle, even though it said no, but is she doing this for the sake of persecuted Christians? Queen of Cups again. The Fool, one more, the Moon. No, the Moon is plots and schemes and secrets and stuff hidden under the surface. This is something deeper, more sinister than persecuted Christians. Okay, let me ask one more time. Why is she doing this? Because that's a lot of career to throw away. The 8 of Swords, Page of Wands, and the 8 of Wands. Conversation about limited this is where you feel trapped. And so, mind you, this is where you feel trapped with the 8 of Swords. The Page of Wands is where you are free, but you have to die first. So whatever it is that you were living, whatever life you were living, has to stop. And then you get to be a completely different person. Because within the Page of Wands are pyramids. The pyramids is where you go to be laid to rest. And then a second self is reborn. And that second self gets to go and live and be free and be the person it wants to be. And so you are free from the chains and released to be another person. Conversations thereof and quick actions. So she wants to be somebody else other than Nikki Minaj. Okay. If you say so. So, what is her future going to look like? Naughty cards. Okay. What is her future going to look like? What is her future going to look like? 7 of Wands, Knight of Wands. Oh, see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You ain't got to believe me, but see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. See? Ooh. Ooh, Jesus. Wait a minute. Ooh, wait a minute. You know, as a joke, I had a thought in my head, and I'm gonna keep it as a joke, but I'm gonna tell you what it was anyway. Maybe she tired of her husband and she wanted to talk to Erica and see what's up. Girl, what's the recipe? How you get a new one? What's the recipe? Original or extra crispy? What's going because in the house of death is mourning. That's why I say that. So, and then right above it is the death card, and right above it is the wishes and desire card, and right below that is the out in the cold and the disease card. So I'm just saying, okay, I'm just listen. Because she could have talked to anybody else. Why you talk to Erica Kirk? Erica Kirk don't know who you are. Like a dungeon dragon. Listen, I'm just, anyway, that was a joke. It was in my head, so I wanted to share it with y'all. So her future is quite bleak. But, you know, she did it to herself. Six of Swords, the Two of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Lover's card. She's finding new friends. So the Six of Swords is the card of transition. The Two of Wands is the cards of plans and potentials. The Nine of Cups is the card of wishes and desires, the wishful thinking, the thing that you really, really want. The Four of Pentacles is sequestering oneself because you are afraid of loss, mind you. But it's keeping things close to the vest, but sequestering as well. And then there's the Lover's card. That is your like-minded people. And it is in House Hierophant, so this could be your like-minded people who are more conservative. Because the House Hierophant is rules, religion, conservative. So good for you. Transition to the conservative. Finding new people along the way. Here's the problem, though, if I were to advise Nikki, the Four of Pentacles in House Emperor means you don't have any power. What they give you, they can take away. So unless you are the one coming at them and you have nothing to gain, then it's fine because they have nothing to take from you. But if they are propping you up to be something, they can also take you down. Like what's the other two fools? Cotton and polyester. What was the two children name? The black silk and diamonds. Wasn't the silk somebody diamonds and silks and things? Look at them. Ain't one of them dead? It's like this is what I'm talking about. Cotton and polyester didn't know how to take what they were given and turn it into something that would sustain them so that they could break away from the teat of the Republican Party. But no, they went out and they shuck and jive too, and then next thing you know, they thrown out in the cold and nobody knows where they are. Look at the Hodge twins. Look at all the African Americans who wanted to go and simp for Donald Trump. This is what happens. All these Latinos for Trump and all this carrying on, they took all them suckers and they deporting them to countries they ain't even from. And so when you have the Four of Pentacles in House Hierophant, Hierophant is where your power lies, where your structure lies. This is a card of paranoia. You see how far he is away from the city? That is because he is afraid that people are going to take his pentacles. That's why he has them all around him. When you see black on a card or on your clothing, just like here, in tarot lesson, when you see black on the clothes, the Fool has a 2. This means isolation. This is isolation because you're in mourning. This is isolation because you're paranoid. He is far away, covers his crown chakra, heart chakra, root chakra. So he is surrounded by his stuff because he's afraid someone's going to take it. She is trying to hold on to who Nicki Minaj was, but she is also trying to create a new lane for herself. And so transitioning to different friends. I said all that to say that. 3 of Swords, the High Priestess, the Death, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. There is separation, secrets, change, victory, woman. I don't know who she is. Nicki Minaj comes up as Queen of Pentacles, so she's not in this read, but she doesn't need to be because she is the person we're talking about. So she wouldn't pop up in here herself. This is separation. And then this is some new woman. She is in house Wheel of Fortune, which means this is a new relationship here, whoever that is. But this heartbreak and betrayal, secrecies, death, Ace of Swords, new woman. This is a victory. She is searching for an answer to something, to betrayal and secrets. She is searching for that answer and she finds it here because the Ace of Swords is in house Hermit. Hermit searches for answers. She found it here. Now, Hermit searches for answers within, so she is finding a new path for herself. Nine of Cups, Ace of Swords, Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is a hero, so you kind of find your own lane again. So she is transforming herself here, but she's got a new friend to help her do it, whoever this Queen of Wands is, which I think is Erica Kirk, because she comes with death and disease. Yes, I'm just saying that too. I don't, Latina girl, I agree. I don't believe it's that many either. It's just something that they keep pushing around in the news. But anyhow, the Tower, the 10 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. A complete and total devastation of your community because of rash and ridiculous actions. Because this Knight of Swords is in house Devil. So these rash and... Because the Knight of Swords is not a bad card, necessarily. It's chaos, sure, but some people like that. The example I always give is like stock market exchange. When you see people running around everywhere and everybody's got papers in their hands and everybody's on the phone and everybody's talking and you got all the ding, 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 dings and all that stuff going on, some people eat that kind of environment up. They would hate to work in somewhere like a library where everything's quiet and slow. Some people feed off of that chaos. And so it's not a bad card, but it's in-house Devil, which means it's chaos and ridiculous. So you have the Tower, which is an upheaval, and it's in-house Justice. Justice is balance. Balance does not like upheaval. And so you took your balance, you took your whatever, and mind you, Justice is also the card of cause and effect. And Justice is in house Tower and Tower is in house Justice, which means there could be some legal things she may need some help with. But I think it's for her and not her husband and her brother. Because there is a transition and a heartbreak and disasters in the legal system. So she's got some legal things of her own that she may need some help with. Now, it does center, the 3 of Swords centers around the Lovers card. So this would be her personal relationships. Lovers does present in the read, and she wants a victory over some man here. Lovers, victory, morning, man. Morning as in sadness, not as in daytime. So she's got some issues of her own, and she wants some freedom from some man. So it's not necessarily her husband. It just could be someone who is coming after her for something. But she does have some betrayal of her personal relationships and the people who were with her, which could be her fan base as well, too. But this complete disaster. The Tower with the 10 of Cups, this is your community. So this would be your fan base. This is not your fan base then. This is someone close to you. Her husband is the one who hit the security guard in the jaw, broke his jaw or something like that. And she had to pay $500,000 for that. But that doesn't seem like this, because this is more serious than you just being sued for assault. Because I could have got 5 of Pentacles here instead of here. 5 of Pentacles is like a loss of money because of judgments, because of justice. This is serious. This, if this goes against you or doesn't go in your favor, then a lot of things it has a ripple effect. you have more trouble fixing this than you would this. This in-house justice means you just need more money. Okay, fine. She can sell some things or do a concert or whatever. This means it all hit the fan. And so now you got to clean the walls and the carpets and the floors and the ceilings and all that kind of stuff, because tower up, it's an upheaval of everything. So let's say she has some sort of big judgment against her that affects her household, that affects her business, that affects her brand, that affects her money, that affects her security, that affects her will, that affects a whole bunch of other stuff. And so, but this here, house lovers, means this is a personal relationship. And there's betrayal in that personal relationship, upheaval of that personal relationship too, but it's secret. And it's in the secrets are in house chariot. Chariot is teamwork. So she's working with someone. I'm not trying to validate my joke, but she's working with someone for betrayal purposes. I'm just saying. Now, this does knight to the justice, so maybe she's working with a lawyer for separation of a personal relationship. But the security guard would have been over already. This is going forward. She's got somebody else that she's separating from, and she's working with the lawyer to do so, or someone who is really good at destroying things. Because this knights to the justice and justice knights to the morning. And so she is destroying a relationship of some kind and may feign sadness over it. I think she meant to call him an assassin. I don't know why she would call JD Vance an assassin. Unless she got some tarot cards and she did an in particular reading of her own, but I didn't know, but I think she called him that on purpose. The Justice, the King of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. Now this could be a security guard, but this is somebody that she's paying a lot of money to, or paying some sort of money to. Justice in House Tower means there is a judgment against her, and she is paying money to someone. But it's not over. This is in house judgment, which means there's going to be something that reoccurs. So there may be a threat, because it was a threat. Her husband violated his probation when he threatened violence against some other rapper or something like that. Because this is Two of Wands, this is death. This would mean that he planned to unalive someone, and then the Seven of Cups there. So she's got some other reoccurring thing here because of a threat of violence or threat of death against someone. In House Fool, she will be defending for next 10 years probably. But she'll move on. She just finds new friends. The Knight of Wands is in House World, so she'll find a different audience. Anyway, Six of Swords, Three of Swords, Tower, and Justice. There is separation here and a loss of a verdict there. Two of Wands, the High Priestess, the Ten of Cups, and the King of Wands. There is plans for like an investigator. She's investigating someone, or she's looking into someone, or she's looking for information on someone, whoever that is. He's important though, because he's in House Star. So this is a man with a name, but she's trying to get information on him, because this is in House Hangman. So she is not fully aware of who he is or what he can do or something like that, but she's trying to get info on this man. The Nine of Cups, the Death card, the Five of Cups, and the Five of Pentacles. There is the possibility that, how do I say this for I'll just say it however I want to. How about that? It's my turn. There might be the possibility of someone being poisoned around her. I'll say it that way. Because the Nine of Cups is in house Empress. Empress governs the body, because this is where you're born from. Then there's the death in house Strength. Strength is your good health. Death is a change in such a thing. Five of Cups is in house Death. Five of Cups is mourning and loss and grieving. This is also food and wine and drink and all that kind of stuff. This is the buffet card. The Nine of Cups is your food card. The Five of Pentacles is disease, bad health, out in the cold, that type of thing. The people in the card have leprosy. So that's your card of disease. So someone has some altering effects upon their health. I don't know if it's poison, but if you got the food card there, that's where I drew that from. But it's something wrong with someone's health in this line right here. And I don't think it's hers. Because the Five of Pentacles is in house Moon, which means there's a plot. And that Knights to the High Priestess, which means it's a secret. And it Knights to the Knight of Swords, which is an attack, and it's in house Devil. So there's someone here around that child that doesn't have the greatest of health, or they may eat something that they are violently allergic to. I'll say it that way. But whatever it is, it doesn't agree with them, and it may cause a loss of some kind. Death in Knights to Tower as well. So it's sudden. This also would indicate sudden. So sudden and sudden, it's not, it's sudden. And then there's the mourning and the loss, the grief. Also, yeah. Only reason I'm not saying overdose is because I don't see pills or medications or drugs the devil doesn't present. The food card does. But that doesn't mean narcotics or something over the counter or something illegal is not here. It's just that I just couldn't tell you that for certain. But, those kind of things are always somewhere around. But what I get more so is the internal doesn't like what you just put in it. But it's excess or it's food. Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles. There's a new opportunity for her to speak somewhere too, or to be seen, because this is in house Sun, so she has an opportunity to go and be seen. Problem is, still, you don't have any power, and the Four of Swords is in house Temperance. They don't really need you. After a while, they will realize that they don't, because you have not increased their numbers of African Americans. And so there is that. Mind you, I don't see nothing about persecution in Christians here either. But anyway, the Lovers, the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Swords, and the Seven of Cups, she has this woman here is going to be very important to her going forward. But this woman here is also a crook of some kind, because she will betray you. This is not the card of betrayal, but that's what I'm going to say. She is in the line of betrayal, but she is not your friend. Judgment, Seven of Cups, means that your judgment is clouded. This woman is not your friend, but you do you, boo. You already have. Let me ask this. Because I'm going to be nosy. I want to be nosy. Let's see. I want to be nosy. Yes, Julie, I sure did. Let's see. What is Nicki Minaj's personal relationship with her husband like? What is the relationship with the husband like? What is the relationship with the husband like? Two of Pentacles, the card of balancing and juggling, multitask, the Eight of Wands, Six of Cups, Six of Wands, Chariot, King of Cups, the Moon, the Four of Cups, the Nine of Cups again, and the Two of Cups. I mean, listen, I could be reading this completely wrong because I already have this preconceived notion of what I think may be going on. But I think she wants someone she used to have in the past. That's what I think. The Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. The Chariot is a card of discipline, victories, but you're trying to work with someone, maybe to get someone who used to be around you, but this is the card of past and nostalgia. The Moon in the word of warning means there's a plot and a scheme and a secret, but there's also confusion on how to get there. Because the Moon is a mind game. Just kind of like this, the Nine of Cups is a card of wishes and desires. The wishful thinking, what's in the mind, the thing that you really, 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 really want. This man, whoever this man is here, King of Cups, that's the one she wants to go back to. The Two of Cups is to build the business deals with her current husband, but it's more of a, she wants this person. This, what she's in right now, she feels like she has to be. The Four of Cups is a card of just going along to get along. This is the card boredom, the apathy, great what's next type of thing. She wants this person, whoever the old guy is. I don't know if it's necessarily Safari, but she wants some guy she used to be with. Her current relationship is more of a transactional type of thing. So let me ask this. What drove her to the arms of, what's the man's name? I know Petty is his last name. What's his name? Let me look it up and see. Fat fighters. I'm glad Google knows what I was. Kenneth. 47 years old. Kenneth Petty. Pedo Bear. I mean. Oh, Lord. Okay. What drove her? What connected her to Kenneth Petty? Why are they together? Was it love at first Psyched. Because you obviously did not Google him. I mean, you may have. And did I mention she's an immigrant? Can we say that again for the record? You are an immigrant, Nicki Minaj. Trinidad and Tobago. What drew her to Kenneth Petty? Why are they together? Was it love? Because where did he come from? Like, just, I mean, it just... Seven of Swords on the bottom, plots and schemes and secrets and thieveries and things. The Death card and the Four of Swords. Temperance. Seven of Wands. And Nine of Cups for real. That's going to be her card forever, I think. Empress. Four of Cups. Three of Swords. Eight of Cups. Three of Wands. Do they have a child together? They do, don't they? Let me see. Nicki Minaj's kids. Does she have kids? She has a son that she calls Papa Bear. Which makes Pedo Bear even funnier. This looks like just her. I'm going to, you know what, just whatever. Her child seems like a transaction too. Nine of Cups, something you desire. There's the baby, and she didn't really care. The Four of Cups is it's a blessing in disguise, but she doesn't really care. The Three of Swords, not that she didn't care about the kid, but it was more so of a thing that needed to be done for some reason or another. The Three of Swords is a betrayal, heartbreak. Because this starts with the death in the Four of Swords, which means this was something she transitioned into. This was not something that necessarily was, yay, I found my one, because there is no soulmate card type of stuff here. All of this is transactional, including the baby chair. Like this is not like she needed all of these things. She needed the marriage. It's not something she wanted. She needed the baby. It's not something she necessarily wanted there either. Well, it's like a means to an end, because the Nine of Cups is what you want, what you desire, what you wish for. But I think in her wishes was something different, or the outcome was to be something different. It wasn't just get married and have a baby. It was get married and have a baby because we need this, whatever that would be. So there's the Temperance. All of this was kind of quid pro quo-ish. So I'll do this. On this side, we'll do Kenneth. On that side, we'll do Nikki. The love. Let's look at the love itself. Kenneth, love for Nicki Minaj. Kenneth. 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. she's a pocketbook. For her, 7 of Swords is thievery, 8 of Swords is powerless, and then the Page of Pentacles is a deal of some kind being written or struck or made. So he had a scheme. This was more of a scheme for him than it was love. Okay, Nikki, love for Kenneth. Six of Wands, 2 of Wands, 10 of Wands. No cups for either of them. 6 of Wands is a victory, 2 of Wands is plan, 10 of Wands is burden. So she may be burdened because she found a victory through him. And this could have been the marriage and the baby. But she is burdened, and he is scheming. Because they both got what they wanted. So we do 3 cards for the relationship itself then. Three cards for there's the Lover's card. 3 cards for the relationship. Queen of Wands, the Fool, and the Page of Swords. Still no cups. Queen of Wands is a woman, the Fool, and the Page of Swords is lies and gossip. No love. Okay. Well, there's that. So future for Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty. What is the future of Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty? She's searching for ideas. Future of Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty. Nikki Petty and Kenneth Petty. Here on the Petty Boots Club. Let's see. Nine of Wands on the bottom. Okay, pressure and strain. Let's see what we start off with. Oh, Lord Jesus. Well. So we start with the 5 of Cups and the Lover's card. 5 of Cups is grief and loss and sadness, mourning, depression, disappointment, and then there's the Lover's card. Y'all seen me shuffle, so I mean, there is that. Isn't it? The Knight of Pentacles, there is a plan, reliability, thinking twice. There's the 5 of Pentacles. Girl. You remember when I said, again, I was joking. Okay. I was joking. But there's Lover's card and the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles is loss of money and loss of health as well. And then there's the mourning, and then there's that guy and gal. King of Pentacles. There's a plan and a man. It's also a plan for a business of some kind too. There's the High Priestess and secrecies. Word of warning is the Judgment. There's the 8 of Swords, limited, powerless. There's the 8 of Cups. There's some abandonment. And then there is the Hermit, isolation. They will be separated at some point. This is not the moon, so I can't say that she's plotting something. But we've seen the tableau. but there are some secrets around isolation. So if she starts to break off from him and go her own separate way, there's a reason why. It's not just because she needs alone time. She's trying to cast him out here because this is also being thrown out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles. Oh, let me let you know what, just in the off chance that I might be right about any of this, why would she want to get rid of him? Why would she want to get rid of him? Nine of Cups, there's her, didn't I say this? This is her thing. Nine of Cups, wishes and desires, that's all her. The Two of Swords, she wants something else. Now, she, mind you, the wishes and desires, she can't really have what she wants, and she knows that, but she's going to appear or try to act like she doesn't know she can't have it. Two of Swords, you already know the answer, you're just afraid of the consequence. She wants something different in her life. The Ten of Pentacles, she wants a whole different family. That's your family tree. Four of Cups, but you can't change it. The Temperance, but you're trying. The Eight of Pentacles is detail. Page of Wands, messages, the Chariot, the Four of Pentacles, again, isolation. And then the King of Cups. She wants that dude. Whoever that is. Maybe she wants a white man. And she's going to go find one at the Republican convention or something. Because that's a white guy. Pentacles are your African Americans, and your Cups are your non-African Americans. So there's, maybe she wants a white dude. And a Republican one at that. It's not like she wants a liberal one. No. Knight of Cups. Why? Charm, wit, and romance from somebody else. Okay, that's all I got. Lord Jesus, Nicki Minaj is a mess. You throw your whole career away for Republican, girl, you crazy. I mean, you do you. You know, that's your business. You don't like fame and fortune, then throw it away. You know, you have somebody. I give you some of these. You know. She ought to be ashamed, Jesus. Now, this is not, I got two readings that I was going to do. I'm going to do them now, since I'm already here, instead of like making an extra thing for it. Since it's not technically Gossip Town, because it's more political, but I'm going to ask it anyway. This one could be a little gossipy. Donald Trump and Bettina Anderson are already wedding planning 1 week after announcing engagement, reveals sources. They want the president to be there. So will they live happily ever after? Donald Trump and Bettina. Will they live happily ever after? Let's see. Donald Trump and the new thing. Will they live happily ever after? Together. The King of Swords. Three of Pentacles. Three of Swords. King of Swords, Three of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Five of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Seven of Cups. Two of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. No, this is a transaction and she has a boyfriend or she's going to cheat on him at some point. That's what I think. King of Pentacles is not him. It's a different man. Three of Pentacles means they know him already. He's in some sort of entanglement with them, but it's not romantic. Three of Swords is a betrayal. The Page of Pentacles means that betrayal has something to do with finance and business. So she may be in business with this man, but there's some sort of relationship that's deeper than just business there. The Five of Pentacles casted out, shunned, excommunicated, in the Seven of Cups. Four of Pentacles, again, that card of isolation and paranoia. The Nine of Wands is pressure and strain, and then the Ace of Pentacles is an opportunity for money and finance and things. This is a business thing for her. She is going to cling to this man more so than Don Jr. That's what I think. But, you know, I could be wrong. They may, because mind you, how you get them, how you lose them. He was cheating on Kimberly Guilfoyle with this child here. So there is that for a start. So top heritage officials is last one. Top heritage officials flee to Mike Pence's nonprofit and think tank as their heritage foundation fractures. So are more of the heritage foundations going to join Mike Pence and his nonprofit? Here's the thing. I don't think it matters. I'm going to read on it anyway because we're here and why not? Because it's like going from the landfill to a garbage can. You're still in the same vicinity with the same garbage people. Mike Pence can speak out against Donald Trump now all he wants to. He had the chance to do so back then. But just like Marjorie and all the other ones, you were in lockstep with this man until you weren't. So now, going from the landfill to the garbage can, will more of the heritage foundation people join Mike Pence? Now, I will say, though, that does have a slight implication of some, because mind you, they keep calling for a civil war. The civil war is going to happen, but it's going to happen within their party. Because J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are branding everybody rhinos if you're not MAGA. George Bush and Mike Pence have been labeled rhinos. Those two people are still alive. They still know people in Washington, and they're gaining this sort of grassroots support. So it's just like when you walk down the street and they see this concrete sidewalk and there's weeds coming out from under the cracks. That's kind of what's happening here, to where you can ignore it, but it'll overtake you at some point. And so right now, you do have that fracture to where Mike Pence is siphoning off a little bit of the crazies. They're still crazies. They're just going to be his brand of crazy. So will we see more? Two of Wands, there's a plan. The King of Pentacles. Yeah, that's your business or your nonprofit. Or your AKA a place to hide money. The Knight of Swords, the hero. The Tower, the upheaval. The Ten of Cups, the hero of those people. And the Moon. Yeah, they are planning a bunch of stuff. It'll be exposed eventually. But this is going to be a fracture, and it's going to be big. Over the next 7 years, mind you. So this is not because the U.S. Tower moment is lasting about 7 years, I believe, and so we're still in the midst of all this. So nothing that's going to happen next week. 9 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, and the 3 of Wands. Yes, anticipate it. He is indeed. That's the first card and the last card. Anticipate change within the Republican Party. So we are going to see the red hats versus the MAGA hats. Okay. Well, y'all get after it then. You go right ahead. Take them all down. I want you to put everybody in the same boat and then poke holes in the boat. That way y'all can all go down at the same time. That sounds like a good idea to me. And then I'll mail you some of these. Get you some life vests. Lord Jesus, I can't. Okay, so that's all I got for sure this time. I do want to say, not out of habit or rhetoric, or if it just sounds like something everyone says, but I do want to give a extreme appreciation for everyone who watches and comments and likes and shares and super chats and comments in the chat, not just the comment section too, because that helps too. And like, aren't here, but it's fun because you are. And so thank you all for these. And my channel is 7 years old, YouTube has told me. So thank you for 7 years of this. It has been great fun. Merry Christmas to everyone who is celebrating. And if you are not, happy holidays as well, to incorporate those. And take care of yourselves and those who will allow you to help. And those who don't, wish them well on their journey. You don't have to curse them. And bear in mind that he will not outlast us. We have seen worse on earth. Maybe not in our lifetimes, but on earth there have been worse, and human beings are still here. So he will not outlast us. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good day and a great Christmas and a great after Christmas. See y'all on Sunday.